What's up, people? Okay, continuing on our series, I want to tell you about these angels that left heaven, the Igigi. In the Bible, it says that the angels saw women on the earth and they saw that they were beautiful, and they said, "Let's make of them wives unto ourselves." And this union between these angels and women created giants on the earth. Okay, and they call them the Nephilim. Okay, in our modern day, if you didn't know, the NFL is the Nephilim. The largest people on the planet are in the NFL, the Nephilim. Okay, so it's kind of like that. The 7 foot people, 300, 500 pounds, 8 foot people, 7'6". That's the NFL, the Nephilim, as a tie-in for today. But these giants, after they were so bothersome to the regular humans that Enki had created, that this is why the flood came. Part of the flood was to wipe away these giants from the earth. And during this time period, these 200 angels had came down from Mars, the Igigi, which are the same 200 if you go into the Bible and it talks about the angels that left heaven. Okay, the leader of these angels, his name is Simjaza. He had with him a guy named Azazel. These two angels right here came down to the earth and they taught men how to pull iron from the earth, how to pull steel out of the earth, make steel, make weapons, pull bronze out of the earth to make weapons of war. Because at that time, mankind didn't know how to make weapons, but these angels taught men how to make weapons. They taught women how to braid their hair, how to put on makeup, how to dress themselves. These things were taught by these angels that came down to earth. Okay, so Enoch was one of the people in the Bible to not die. Enoch was said, the Bible says Enoch was not, because he walked with God. Means he did not die, but he walked with God. Okay, so Enoch went to heaven, wrote a book about what he saw, and he's called the scribe of God because God inscribed unto him the right of authorship and told him he could write down what he saw. And he came back and put it in the Dead Sea Scrolls. When they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, they found the book of Enoch in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And the story that Enoch writes is about all the angels in heaven that he met. And angels are usually denoted by El on the end of their name: Daniel, Raphael, Azazel, Michael. You know what I'm saying? These are denoting that these are angels in heaven. Uriel is the angel who's in charge of the stars, and he taught Enoch all the stars, all the motions, the motion of the sun, the motion of the moon, the motion of the stars, and how to read them and their orders and their coming forth and their goings. So he learned that. He wrote that in the book. He wrote the movement of the sun through the heavens. He wrote the movement of how the moon moves and how it's tied to a woman's cycle, a 28-day cycle of the moon, and how every month for about 3 to 5 days, the moon goes off on a tangent and does its own thing. So the moon has a cycle that it does, and then it goes off on and does its own thing for like 5 days, just like a woman's cycle does, which is very interesting. It's tied to the water. Our bodies are like 75% water. And so the moon has an effect on a human being just like water. The tides in the ocean. The moon is attached to the amount of water that rushes up on the shore, that beats against the shore. It's tied to that, and it's just like that for a woman's cycle, okay? And it's the water in her body. She gets bloated. She feels this filling up of water in her system. And then her body bleeds on those 5 days, which is tied to exactly what the moon does in the heavens, okay? So Enoch wrote all about that. Enoch also talked about the 200 angels that left heaven to come down to the earth in search of falling in love, making love to women, having children with women. And it talks about how Azazel and Shemzaza are now in a holding cell waiting for judgment because of what they did. And the Lord said, they didn't even know half of what I know. They thought they knew something, teaching mankind how to make weapons of war and teaching women how to beautify themselves and have trinkets and stuff. And they taught them what they had learned in heaven, you know. But the Lord said, that's only a partial piece of me. They didn't really know me, you know, even though they were with me all these times. Our so-called Satan in our Bible is one of these angels so far, Lucifer, the son of light, who was with God for many, many, many millions of years, okay? And I guess the Lord decided he wanted to test angels and test their hearts. So he said, let me create man. So he created mankind, but he did this to the angels. He said, y'all are subject unto them. Whatever they tell you to do, you have to do, even though you're assisting them. And that made Lucifer mad. That made Satan mad. He was like, wait a minute. I've been with you all this time, and you're going to put them over us? That's why the Bible says that if you say unto Satan, get thee behind me, he has to do it. He has to follow that instruction, because you were made, you're lower than the angels, but you're greater than the angels because you're a special creation as a human being. Okay, so you have to realize your divinity. There's something special about mankind that many different peoples have come to the earth and try to overtake man, but the earth is made for man. Okay, and we're here. We're the guardians of this place. Looking back at the 200 angels that came down, or a Gigi, if you go to the Sumerian text. They came down and made themselves wives, and they created these giants, and these giants started eating their children after a while. You know, they were cannibalistic. They got really bad on the place, and that's why the flood came and washed all those away. And we're living in a time now where